Alright, we are back. And we are starting 5.3. So let's get to it. I do probably need to turn down my fan in the background. Ah, Master Destine, will you be venturing forth today? Do be sure to take care if so. Though they say the star's shower was harmless, one can never be too careful. But I concede it is not for me to tell the Warrior of Darkness how to look after himself. Old habits, you understand? Ah, Sapphire, very opportune. Greetings, my friend. Do you perchance have a moment to spare? Wonderful, wonderful. Morin, what did you discover? I wanted to thank you, you see, for revealing to us the truth of the Warriors of Light. After all these years, your tales set the record straight. Finally, the people see them as the great heroes they were. Huh, okay. Or the great hero he is in the case of Ardbert. You too were surprised to see him, I think. At the time, I was not certain what to make of it all, but I could see the effect his words had on those around me, and then the stars rained from the sky, and, well, you know the rest. When the commotion died down, you were nowhere to be seen, but I was determined to express my gratitude, so here I am. Thank you, Sapphire, for giving voice to the truth and restoring the Warriors of Light to their rightful place in history. Should you perhaps wish to have your account of these matters committed to writing, I would be more than willing to serve as your scribe. Indeed, if there is anything I can do to help, anything at all you need say is the word. The situation in the city? Do you mean the people's awakening as warriors of light? Well, while questions remain about the circumstances surrounding Artbart's return, history tells us that what took place may not be entirely unprecedented. Really? Ah, but to understand that requires an understanding of Warriors of Light in the broader Vandixit context. If it please you, I should be glad to provide an overview. I flatter myself that it may grant you a better grasp of that which is occurring not only in the Crystarium but the world at large. Excellent. I shall return to the cabinet at once and look up the relevant text. Pray join me at your earliest convenience. No rest for the righteous, it would seem. Don't let me keep you, sir. I bid you a pleasant day. Okay, that's better. He's at the... I just realized I probably should have cooked something before I started this. Oh well. Because now I'm hungry. always do that. Like, I'm right where I need to be. No, I'm not. Ah, Sapphire, excellent timing. I have but this moment finished gathering the materials for our lesson. As a great many works make reference to the Warriors of Light, I shall, with your permission, focus upon only upon the details that seem most relevant. Oh? The Warrior of Light, you say? Forgive us, but we couldn't help overhearing. We've been out keeping watch over the Crystarium, but it appears to be business as usual. So I thought perhaps I'd spend some time brushing up on my knowledge of familiars, and Alphino volunteered to help me. Well, to help. I actually came on a different errand, but I'd be interested in hearing about the Warriors of Light as well. May I join you? Of course, of course. The more the merrier. If you would care to find a table below, I shall be down with the books in a moment. Were one to pore over the annals of art Vardant history, one would note the comparative frequent occurrence of individuals held as warriors of light. Ardbert and his comrades required no introduction, but many others bore the epithet. To name a few, there was Tull the Will, legendary First Knight of Lakeland, Rodford Sollard, the Fabled Darth, and yeah, people. And no list of Ardent heroes will be complete without the Archmage. Oh, she was? Okay. In older texts, she too was called a Warrior of Light. It did surprise me ready how ready people were to forget the negative associations of the title, but it makes sense if it's been around for centuries. Verily, in ages past, it was simply a synonym for hero. In the wake of the flood, however, light came to be regarded with fear. The title used not to exalt but to revile. A far cry from its beginnings. Wait a minute, this is Warrior of Light, like FF1 Warrior of Light. This, my friends, is Norvent's oldest epic, the original tale of the struggle between good and evil. In a time when all lay shrouded in darkness, a prophesied hero rose to deliver the world from its doom. Fighting in the name of the light, the hero styled himself its foot soldier, and thus did he become known as the Warrior of Light. Curiously, in centuries that followed, other heroes who appeared claimed the self-same title, despite sharing no discernible connection with their predecessors. And in time, Warrior of Light came to be the name accorded to all men and women of uncommon skill and valor. Well, well, the plot thickens. As you know, the title Warrior of Light is also used in the source, though the manners in which individuals have earned it are many and varied. Heroes have been honored thus since antiquity. Nor does the custom show any sign of dying out, as you can well attest. I wonder what makes... It makes you wonder, doesn't it? It surely can't be a coincidence. Indeed not. Let us imagine a man who is awakened to the echo and is able to hear Heidelin's voice. As she styles him, so too does he style himself, a warrior of light. Of course, being blessed with the echo does not in itself make one a hero, and conversely, there will have been no few heroes who are not blessed with it. But such distinctions are immaterial to the masses, and over time they came to use the title of Warrior of Light and the word hero interchangeably. Sounds about right. It would be interesting to see if the theory holds true in other worlds, if crossing the rift were made easy. She did? I've never heard her voice myself. But I can feel her presence, perhaps through Minfilia. At any rate, assuming all of this is true, there's a common thread behind the title. I doubt the Ascians will have been amused. To have the world at large associate light, and by extension Heidelin, with good must have added insult to injury. While this discussion is undeniably fascinating, I wonder, should I be privy to it? Mayhap it would be better if I excused myself. Oh, no need for that, my friend. Pray accept our apologies. Your lesson on the Warrior of Light has given us much to ponder. Oh, did someone say Warriors of Light? Oh boy. Rinky Tia, are you alright? My precious tomes. Did I not say you must take care of in the cabinet? You too are Arkle Erwell. We're sorry, Master Morin. Aren't you... the Warrior of Darkness? My name is Riki Tia, and I want to help everyone. Please tell me what I have to do to be a hero, to be a warrior of light. Of course they use the I'm cute and I have adorable big eyes. So, I want to be a warrior of light, but not one that fights with a sword and all that. No, I want to be a kind of I want to be the kind that fights with potions and heals people. An apothecary. I'm going to help everyone in the Crystarium. No, in all of Nordvin. When I told Arkle and Errol this, they said that the cabinet should have lots of tomes about potions. But this place is so big, and we don't have the faintest idea where to begin searching. At this rate, I'm not going to get anywhere. If one knew where to look, one should indeed be able to find treaty. Technically, it's treatise, but it's treatises on potions here. Even so, I fear they may prove a little difficult for one so young, but Esteemed Warrior of Darkness, perhaps you might accompany young Rikitito to Spargenix. Rather than through tomes, I believe she will learn more by observing the Cherugians at their work. Sounds like a plan. It seems we're finished here, so we'll come with you. Really? Thank you so much, Warrior of Darkness. We'll see you at the Spargenix. So I've come to the realization that anytime I port in somewhere, where I'm porting to, what I need is behind me. Well now, to what do I owe the pleasure of so many bright-eyed visitors? Is that the way of it, sweetie? You wish to learn about medicine? That's right, I want to become a warrior of light who uses potions to help people all over the world. Well, that is a very noble endeavor, and you are not alone in it. No few at our infirmary yearn to venture forth as warriors of light. But ultimately, they have all decided not to pursue that dream. Huh? Why? Because the people here need them too, sweetie. The guards who place themselves in harm's way to keep us safe, the artisans who toil tirelessly that we might sustain our way of life, and younglings like you, who are the future of the Crystarium. They couldn't simply abandon them, you see, so, difficult though it was, they made the decision to remain. Then, does this mean my dream isn't any good? Oh, sweetie, yours is a wonderful dream, and it would be my pleasure to help you pursue it. If we all work hard, the day will come when the Churgians may set forth to aid folk in every corner of the realm. As we strive towards that day, I hope we can rely on you as well. Though I must warn you, ours is not an easy path. No, you must work very, very hard. I'm not afraid of hard work. I'll become the best apothecary ever. Just watch. Just you watch. That's the spirit. Without further ado, then, may I entrust you with a task. I've placed an order at Sweet Sev for a potion ingredient. I would like you to go and collect it. Ooh, an ingredient. Leave it to me, miss. Such an abundance of energy. Though I can't help wonder if she'll be alright by herself. My apologies. Would you mind accompanying her? When you arrive at Sweet Synth, speak with a woman named Gracine, and she will point you in the right direction. I shall join you as the one who suggested this course to Rikiti. Tio. I would assist her in her first steps. And what about you? What about the two of you? Are you coming along too? Well, we do want to become warriors of light, just not the same as Riki. So we'll wait for you here, Warrior of Darkness. When you return, please teach us how to fight. In that case, Rian and I shall keep them company and take the opportunity to ask about their aspirations. Okay, I know where I think I need to go. This may be the closest one. I think it's at the top level. If it isn't the Warrior of Darkness himself, may I assume you're here with Master Alpha now? Right, lest you wonder, Chesmail's order is for grapes. As busy as we've been of late, however, I regret to say we didn't have the time to harvest them. So it was with apologies that I asked Master Alphino and his young companion to help themselves to the fruits on the vine. Perhaps you could lend them a hand. It's the undersized grapes you want to pick. They're too small for normal consumption, but suitable for making wine and medicine. Oh, you're here too. We're picking little grapes. It's quite fun. Wow, you've picked this many already? Amazing. I dare say we've enough between us. Shall we take them back to Chismiel? Chesimile? I don't know how to say that name. I can't wait to see what she's going to do with them. Tell me, Riki, what made you want to become an apothecary and a warrior of light? Why? Well, a while ago I fell sick, really sick. My body was burning up and I felt so weak I couldn't even get out of bed. Then a traveling apothecary came and gave me a potion to drink. It was the foulest thing I ever tasted, but it made me get better. She was so brave, the apothecary, I mean. She went around taking care of people, even when it was dangerous, and I decided I wanted to help people just like her. So I started brewing potions out of grass and giving them to my friends, but I didn't really know what I was doing, or if there was anything else I could do. Then, not long ago, a neighbor told me he was going to become a warrior of light and go traveling around the world, helping people. And I thought, that's the same as I want. That's the same as what I want to do. I see. Out of curiosity, what did your neighbor do in the end? Thaler? I haven't seen him for a bit, so he must already be out there looking for people to help. Thaler, one of the guards awakened by the star shower. Thank you for sharing your tale with us, Riki Tio. I myself took inspiration from one not unlike your traveling apothecary, and I hope her good example will spur you on to realize your dreams. But it will not be done in a day. Such lofty goals are reached through hard work and persistence, through countless acts of heroism like delivering the grapes to Chesmiel. It would seem I have been laboring under misapprehension. I had convinced myself that it was Elidibus who had sowed the desire to become warriors of light within the people's heart. But I see now that the impulse to aid their fellow men abided within them at first. Elidibus did no more than give it a name. So what is he up to? And as he so kindly proclaimed, we must return to our own world ere long. With the Exarch laboring tirelessly, I doubt not, but the way and I believe I speak for us when I say I cannot leave in good conscience, not until we have dealt with Elidibus. This is no longer a strange distant land after all. Norvent has become as a home to us, and her people are around. Let us return to the Spagjirigs. It wouldn't do to keep your admirers waiting. My thanks for your kind help, sweetie. Now we have all the ingredients we require. From the grapes we shall make vinegar, to which we shall add elf grass and a few other herbs to produce an invigorating syrup. Though it's unspeakably sour, it does wonders for the constitution. As part of our studies, I may just have to give Riki a little taste. Oh, jeez. Warrior of Darkness. If you've finished helping Riki, won't you show us some fighting? Not play fighting, honest to God's fighting. We already have some enemies that you can deal with. Vampire bats. The guards say they've been a pest around the Crystarium lately. We tried to sneak outside to hunt them, but the guards caught us and sent us on. But they shouldn't mind if you were doing the fighting, and we were just watching. The children told us as much while you were away. In preparations, Chismiel kindly furnished us with some lures for the bats. While the creatures won't give you any sort, bear in mind that the younglings will be watching. That is to say, put on a good show. Yes? Right, let's head outside at once. Everyone follow me. Alize, wait just a... Come on then, children. Everyone's here. Good. Let's get started, shall we? As their name suggests, vampire bats feed on blood, and originally being nocturnal creatures, they've grown more active since the return of of the night and become a nuisance. To draw them out, we'll use Chisme's lure, which work by exploiting their heat-seeking behavior. The bats are wont to nest under the eaves, so you are likely to track more if you place the lures nearby buildings. I have 6 lures, 3 for each of you, and me. As proof of a successful kill, I want you to gather up their fangs, whoever collects the most is the winner. Oh, you're hunting too? Yes, well, there's nothing like friendly competition to bring out the best in Sapphire. Anyway, while we're hunting the bats, the 2 of you are to stay with Reen. She's really strong too, and will keep you safe. Without further ado, let the contest begin. Why are there so many locations? fought, Sapphire. The children were hanging on your every move. As was I, to be honest. Though I know the tally, may I see your fangs for good measure. Apologies for the wait. My fangs, not a bad haul, even if I do say so myself. We're still gonna win. 5, 6, 7. 7 fangs for Alizé. Okay, I probably had 5. Which means the victory goes to Alizé. Yep, Sapphire collected 5. I did it. I bested Sapphire. And another goddamned life. You didn't even try, did you? And there I was taking it seriously. Spare me your pity next time, will you? So pretty much the farther out you go. So children, you've now seen the Warrior of Darkness in action. What are your impressions? He's incredible, miss. The bats were down before they knew it. Our guards are strong, but the Warrior of Darkness is much, much stronger. We want to be just like him. Good. You're looking for an example to emulate. You may as well pick the best. I want you to remember how you felt when you watched Sapphire and train hard. Keep at it for long enough and you'll be strong too. If you don't mind telling us, when did you decide you wanted to become Warriors of Light? Well, we were there listening to everyone when Ardbird appeared, but I wanted to be strong since before I became to the Crystarium. Okay. So what is Ardbird's plan? The Sin Eaters killed my father and my sister, see? And I promised myself I'd learn how to protect people one day. Like Ardbird said, this is our home. We're the ones who have to protect it. We're the ones who have to rise up as new Warriors of Light. Huh. What about you, Arkle? Me, to be honest, I'm still not sure what I want to do. But if my friends were in trouble, I know I would want to help them. And I want to go on adventures with them, see the world together. That's a wonderful goal. You really think so? It's hard to explain, but it's something I felt when I saw the star shower the other day. I felt as though there was something I'd lost, and that I had to go out there and find it. Well, for the both of you, there's nothing in it but to train. When we return to the city, I'll teach you some exercises you can do by yourselves. Thanks for showing us your fighting skills, Warrior of Darkness. We'll never forget it. I understand how Arkle feels. The star shower didn't awaken me to Heidelin's voice, but that vision of the final days of Amarat burning. It filled me with sadness to the very pit of my being. Things I once knew, people I once loved, promises I once made. It felt as though long-forgotten memories were dancing at the edges of my mind, but when I try to focus on them, they simply fade away. In effect of having a fractured soul, I shouldn't doubt it, but lest you worry, I'm perfectly happy to remain fractured and have no intention of donning an Ascian mask. I just wish we knew what Elidibus was plotting, right? Huh, look at this pair of incurable brooders. If we're going to stand around lost in thought, we may as well do it back in the city. Rest assured, Reen and I will take the children from here. Their heads will be in the clouds after meeting you, but we'll see to it that their feet remain firmly planted on the ground. Uh-oh. I'm trying to think. Who dropped? It went Oriange, Thancred. Was it Alize Vin Alphino? It's nothing, just a Disney spell. Seems I tried a little too hard to beat you. Wait, when did... I'm fine. Not to worry. When did Ishtola... As you ponder Alize's words, you are taken by the urge to revisit the scene of that fateful meeting. I honestly don't remember the order at which they fell. Because Oriange and Thancred were like the first ones, and then I think following Oriange, I think it went Oriange, Thancred, Ishtola, or it went Oriange, Ishtola, Thancred, and then was Alize Alphino, and then Alize I think was last. But I don't remember seeing Alphino. Or was Alphino... I thought Alize was last, but I think Alphino might have been last. I don't know. Oh joy, here comes Elidibus.
Why am I... Was it you who called me here?
On behalf of the Convocation, we bid you welcome to our order. At times, you will stand with us. At times, you will stand against us. All that you might steer mankind in the very star upon their true course. Of yours is the seat of Elidibus, the emissary, and by this name shall your every action be guided.
So you peered into my memories. No matter. You will have found little of import. But I see you intended to summon me here no more than I intended to come. The fault is mine. Such is the burden of hope. I merely avail myself of such tools as I require for the conflict to come. That which I do is no different from that which you have done so many times, Warrior of Darkness. I arm myself, I hone my skills, I make ready to vanquish my enemy. You. You who have murdered my brothers, who have taken their selfless labors in service to the one true world and turned them to ash. I see you for what you are. You are death, and only in death shall you serve any purpose. The Convocation charged me to steer mankind and the very star upon their true course. As Elidibus, it is my duty, and I shall see it done. I will strike you down. Destroy you, body and soul. All else must wait.
Okay, that's creepy.
Ere long I will come for you, Warrior of Darkness. And I will save the world. One last matter. I bore witness to your final struggle with Emet-Selch. It seemed as if he saw something familiar in you. As if he mistook you for another. No. I recall not of whom he spoke. Mayhap I never knew you. Or mayhap it is another fragment lost.
Ah, I wasn't aware you already had a guest. If the conversation is constructive, I shall not intrude. But if you seek to stir up trouble, Elidibus, then I must insist you leave at once.
Oh, that's not good.
Though you lack her blessing, your soul is surprisingly dense.
Worry not. I seem to be unharmed.
Keywords seem to be not great. Oh.
This is my own doing. The consequence of my recent exertions. It is the Tower's way of compensating me for the demands I have placed on it. Rest assured, it is no great inconvenience at present. Indeed, I told Beck Lug as much, but they would not be persuaded and sent me away to rest.
Graha.
No need to make a fuss. Strange as it may sound, I consider it something of a badge of honor. One of the brave souls who saw me delivered unto the first once said that the world shall ever have a place for tales of heroism so long as we have need of inspiration in our lives. Though he and his fellows had no way of knowing whether their mad scheme would amount to anything, they knew that the attempt alone would inspire hope. Or so they hoped. A more optimistic lot one would be hard-pressed to find. They said they would find a means to save our god's forsaken world, just as soon as they had sent me on my way. Said it with such confidence that, for a fleeting moment, I half believed them. Such faith, such courage in the face of unrelenting despair. For a long time, it was more than I could bear to remember them. But having come this far, having sent full many on their way myself, I see things more clearly. To take action is to hope. To believe, to choose to believe, is to take the first step towards a brighter future. And why do I tell you this? Because I want you to indulge me in a little recklessness. Needless to say, I have a plan. And when all is said and done, I will ask yet another favor of you.
Okay.
You're both here. Oh, thank goodness.
What's wrong?
It's Thancred. He's collapsed.
That's right, Thancred was the first one. Oh boy, here we go. It's just so beautiful. The fate seemed determined to not allow us so quiet moment. But come, let us have the details from Rain. It happened after LSA and I saw the children back at the Spagirics. We chanced to meet Thancred there, returning from his mission. He'd been shadowing Elidibus around the realm, only to lose sight of him near the Crystarium. And he was in the middle of telling us where he had been when he suddenly crumpled to the ground. The Churgians are looking after him now, and Alfino's standing by, just in case his healing magics are needed. Since I couldn't do anything to help, I thought it best to find you and the guard at the Eggstra. I've never really actually thought about how that word is. Extra. Told me where to look. I see. It cannot be easy leaving Thancred's side. My thanks for bearing word to us. Come, let us hurry to the Spagirics. It's nice to know that anytime I drop, it'll be like 1. I'm not gonna die from a drop unless it's like stupidly large. They dragged you here too, did they? My apologies. How do you feel? Embarrassed, but otherwise well enough. I won't be staying overnight. Uh-huh. This episode was not the result of an injury I could find. Thancred's Aether, however, did show signs of instability, and I did what I could to calm the fluctuations. All of this happened without warning? Not exactly. You will doubtless recall the time Arianje nearly drowned and I gallantly went to his rescue. Oh, that's right. With his water walking charm failed. He was tired, as were you when you... Well, we were both spent, yes, on account of which you begged us to rest, which, in retrospect, may have been a good idea. In fact, the fact is, I've been experiencing regular bouts of lightheadedness ever since, but there is no actual fainting until now. As Alphino observed, I have no lingering injuries, but it's most assuredly isn't old age, which leaves but one likely cause. The link between your body and soul is weakening further. Time grows short. We must complete the spirit vessel with all haste, and take out Elidibus. To that end, Sapphire, might I trouble you to make a trip to the source? In addition to looking in on our friends' bodies, I would have you consult Krell about our plan. If she has any concerns, we should at least endeavor to address them prior to proceeding. In the meantime, we should get back to laying bare Elidibus' plot. Thus far, I've learned this much, that in each of the places he's visited, there have been sightings of suspicious black-clad strangers. Moreover, the coming of these shady individuals has invariably coincided with some manner of misfortune, beasts terrorizing settlements, blight ravaging crops, you know, that sort of thing. All of which serves, rather conveniently, to make Elidibus' call for new heroes reverberate that much more loudly in the hearts of his audience. And you think these black-clad strangers are Ascians? I do. I fully intend to investigate further, though for that I shall require additional feet on the ground. You can count on mine. God knows I've been itching to get out there for a while. Mayhap Arianje too can be prevailed upon to join in your efforts. He has already provided copious guidance on the matter of the spirit vessel's construction. It is for Becklog and I to wrestle with the rest. Well, if you can spare the old boy, he may as well make use of him. We may as well make use of him. I'll go and give him the good news. You'll do no such thing. However heedless you are of your own well-being, if you care at all for Rain's feelings, you'll stay in bed until you are needed. Alphino and I will find Arianje. All being well, we will have news to share by the time you return. Safe travels, Sapphire. Sapphire, what excellent, I mean, awful timing. Huh? You see, our friends, they've taken a turn for the worse. Growl's hardly had a moment's rest these past few days. She didn't want everyone to worry, so she's been keeping it quiet. Oh, but listen to me. I call myself a receptionist, and I haven't even bothered to ask you why you're here. So they think the spirit vessel will be ready soon, and they want to make sure there are no problems at the end. You'd better talk to Kryle. She's with the others in Dawn's respite. Let's go and see her. Just prepare yourself, alright? Jeez, how bad can it be? Ooh.
Excuse us.
Why is it so dark in here?
This way.
I would rather you hadn't seen this.
I'm sorry. We have urgent tidings.
Oh, no, I'm not angry with you. On the contrary. I know full well how hard everyone has been searching for a way to return home. And I had hoped to afford you the time you needed. But given our friend's present state, perhaps it was for the best that you came. Stiff and cold, all of them. As if they were made of wax. Barely alive at all. And they had been doing so well. Save for occasional signs of etheric instability, they appeared to be in passable health. Then, quite without warning, things took a turn for the worse. A change for which even Master Matoya could offer no explanation. She could only remind me that the soul is yet an unknown frontier, and that much and more lies beyond our ken. But let's not lose heart just yet. At times like these, it is all the more important that we remain positive. Why? I but this moment succeeded in quelling a fluctuation in Thancred's ether. And while the others have weakened, they have remained relatively stable. I believe I may leave my post for a moment. So come, let me hear your tale outside.
What news from the first? Well, Thancred nearly passed out. I see. Work on the spirit vessel proceeds apace, but our friends begin to falter. As they themselves have observed, the link between body and soul is weakened. It's as simple as that. For now, I'm still able to quell the fluctuations in their ether, but it's only a matter of time. We'll lose them if we don't act soon. So, if the Exarch is ready to attempt something, let him attempt it. As for the spirit vessel itself, if we seek to draw upon Allegan wisdom, we could do worse than consult an expert in the field. And I think I know just the man. Time being against this, it may be best if I go and solicit his aid in person, even if it does mean leaving my patients. This will be the last mission for the video. Sapphire, could you spare a moment while Crow goes and finds this expert of hers? I mean, there's a gift I was hoping to send to our friends in the first, you see, and since we might be waiting a while, I wonder if you wouldn't mind giving me a hand with it. My first attempt turned out well, so now I'm going to make it properly. It'll be in the kitchen at the House of Splendors. We'll meet there. Well, I better be off too. I shall see you soon, either here or at the house, depending on how our patients fare in my absence. Interesting thing is, if I keep this up at this rate, I should be able to get to no longer be a sprout right before Dawn Trail. I think there's a mission in 5.5 that I need to get to in order to no longer be a sprout. No, it's upstairs. Hold on, like, where is what I'm looking for? That's just the storeroom. There you are, Tatara. Whoa, what's with the outfit? There you are, Sapphire. As I'm sure you've guessed, the gift is a bit of home cooking. Unlike Crow, I can't do much to help our friends directly, but that doesn't mean I've been idle. No, I've been doing my best for the Order, taking on this job to keep our coffers full. I've even helped out with the Ishgardian restoration, and in the course of all of this, my culinary skills have come on quite a bit. So I thought, why not make something for our friends? It's baking in the oven as we speak. It shouldn't be long now. Make a cake. That cut does not sound like a cake. Could it be a pie? There, baked to perfection, even if I do say so myself. Oh, bread. Doesn't it just... It's called Arkham loaf. In case you were wondering, it's what they eat over in Charlian. Simple fare, I admit, but I thought it would remind our friends of home. If nothing else, Crow tells me it's a good source of ether. So, it should lend them a bit of strength at least. There's truly nothing like the smell of bread fresh from the oven. Crow, and if it isn't, Rambros too. I trust you require no introduction, either, Sapphire. Greetings, my friend. Full glad I am to see you as well. I confess, I have a long list of questions to ask you, but will endeavor to contain my curiosity for the present. I understand our mutual friend is struggling with the application of certain elegant technologies. I've been keeping Rambros apprised of events on the First. Suffice it to say, he knows about the Exarch. If anyone alive can provide insight to this matter, it's him and his fellow sons. Loath as I am to disappoint you after so glowing an endorsement, memory transference was the sole province of Allegan royalty. Its mechanisms closely guarded secrets. If any recorded record of them remains, we have yet to find it. To wit, I regret that I can offer no solution to your problem. Which begs the question of why I bothered to come here empty-handed as I am. The answer being, rather brazen, to ask a favor. I would have you relay a message to our comrade. Okay. Tell him that we never doubted him. Never doubted that he would achieve all that he said he would. Those of us who remain behind have yet to play our parts. But when the time comes, he may rest easy in the knowledge that we will most assuredly do so. And then the tower shall shine once more as a beacon of hope in this world and beyond. So tell him that we consider his duty done and that he should follow his heart now. Oh, forgive me, but do you say this to discourage him for overexerting himself, or to encourage him to hold nothing back? That is for our friend to decide, but either way, I dare say a certain someone will be unimpressed. Well, there you have it, Sapphire. If you would be so good as to see Rambros' message and Tataro's bread to their intended recipients, along with my report, of course. Krell, before I wrap the bread up, would you mind giving it a try to just make sure everything's as it should be? But of course, I'm always happy to lend my taste buds. Excuse me, Ambrose. As a fellow Charlian, may I trouble you for your opinion? Well, I usually have mine with a good dollop of Roland Berry jam, but I suppose plain is best for sampling purposes. Watch they eat it all. Munch, munch. I see. I see. Oh no, is it that bad? It is indeed, Tataru. Dense and unpleasant, exactly as it should be. Just the very taste of home. Oh my god. As you might expect, our countrymen have amassed a wealth of culinary wisdom from every corner of the world, but our native cuisine is, shall we say, a little lacking. In Charlian, the majority regard food as a source of nourishment rather than enjoyment. Save for few who actually research the culinary arts, we pay little heed to the niceties of taste and texture. Oh my god, why? It was against such a gastronomic landscape that what is now called Archean love was born, the creation of an archon who devoted himself to the study of bodily sustenance. In order to maximize its nutritional value, he incorporated copious quantities of pulverized fish and vegetable matter into the dough, all with nearly a care for whose qualities which make bread enjoyable. The result is a flavor that continues to defy description. That is disgusting. Yet, for its many shortcomings, the loaf's nutritional value cannot be denied. Ugh. And being a damnable convenient way to cater to one's bodily needs, it quickly found an audience amongst busy scholars. Why, when I was a lad, nigh every meal was a sandwich made with this very bread and whatever ingredients happen to be on hand. Oh my god, why? I suspect just about every Archon could say the same. Having been away from home for so long, I thought I might have forgotten its taste, but no, it's all too familiar. How it takes me back. If there is enough, perhaps you can spare some for the Exarch. He is certain to appreciate it. Sure about that? Oh, there's plenty to go around. I'll be sure to wrap an extra slice. Oh my gosh. Sapphire, when you deliver the loaf, be sure to send everyone my regards. Tell them we're doing everything we can, and that we'll be praying for their safe return until the moment they get back. Oh boy. I wonder if that's in the cookbook. Like, I truly wonder, is that in the cookbook? Because if it is, oh my god, why? Welcome back, my friend. How was your journey? Have some bread. By the 12, Archon loaf. However did you come by this? I swear it had come straight from Charlian. Rambro said that, did he? His words are very nearly as heavy as the bread, but I appreciate the sentiment. Should you have the chance, you may tell him that he needn't worry. That which I seek to do, I do of my own volition, and with all my heart. In pursuing this path, I fully expect to earn the censure of our friends, and to deserve it. But I shall forge on regardless. Forge on as you yourself did when faced with a similar predicament. So I ask that you have faith in me, in what we do. But we're talking about your journey. Before the others arrive, I would hear how their bodies fare. Oh, and the bread I shall save for later, though. Though it has been many years, I have not forgotten the feats of mastication required to consume it. nor how unconducive they are to conversation.
Forgive the delay.
We have visited every region and confirmed the presence of Ascians throughout the realm.
Lest a grave predicament be made to seem hopeless, it should be noted that they are of inferior rank. The black-masked minions who answer to the red.
Yes, a gaggle of schemers attempting to exploit recent events to sow the seeds of petty conflict. Fortunately, nothing of any great concern has come of their meddling just yet.
We also encountered a number of the Crystarium's former defenders, busily solving this problem and that in a bid to become warriors of light.
Their zeal is to be applauded. 'Tis but a pity I cannot encourage them on their cause.
Not knowing Elidibus set them upon it, no. Both the troubles to be solved and the villains to be vanquished are his doing too, like as not. And so, with apologies to the aspiring warriors of light, I believe it best that we deal with the Ascians quickly and quietly.
I quite agree.
But tell us, what news from the source? How fare our bodies?
Yeah, technically well enough, though time is not on our side.
Indeed. Heartening though it is to know we can stay a while longer, returning home must remain our priority.
This seems an appropriate moment to ask about the spirit vessel. Have you made any progress?
We have, as it happens. One moment.
The red stones. Then this doth mean...
For the benefit of all, permit us to explain. As you will recall, using white auracite as our starting point, we fashioned a vessel for mind and memory both. Yet, though it served this purpose admirably, the process of imbuing it with one's complete essence proved a somewhat thornier proposition. Simply put, the memory would not accompany the mind. And so, we looked to the Allagan's mastery of memory transference for a solution.
This approach was not without its own complications, however, relying as it does upon blood, which inanimate objects, notably, do not possess. We duly explored methods of suffusing the vessel with drops of the aforementioned. Alas, our painstaking experimentation succeeded only in making me feel faint, and singularly failed to imbue the crystal with the necessary properties. It was then that an idea occurred to me, namely that we might fuse the vessel not with normal blood, but with my crystallized essence.
You're doing this for our sakes. So far be it from us to complain. But don't think we haven't noticed what's happening to your arm.
It falls well short of offering up my life in exchange for yours, which was your only stipulated prohibition, as I recall. And it is but a small price to pay for delivering you home.
assuming it works. We shall soon know if this grisly addition will serve as a suitable conduit for the subject's memory. Though not soon enough to warrant your waiting. The test is like to take a while.
Let us be off then. We have Ascians to attend to, among other things.
Forgive me, but I count 6 vessels, and there are only 5 of us.
One is for testing purposes. I will personally use it to see whether the crystal functions as it should.
And if it does, wouldn't that mean that your soul could also return to the source?
Yes. In theory, at least. But there is a distinct difference between your circumstances and mine. While your corporeal forms want for souls, my past self does not. Mayhap our essences would blend, or mayhap they would curdle. There is no telling what might occur.
And you'd be willing to take that risk?
I would.
I see.
Hast thou a moment, Sapphire? I would speak with thee on the matter of the Exarch's moot return unto the source. Thou wilt have observed that our friends spake not in certainties, yet if Becklug hath the right of it, it's possible to predict the outcome of his plan with some confidence. And it is their assessment that, given the opportunity, the Exarch's soul should successfully merge with that of his younger self. Which is not to say the process is without complications. For one, the Exarch hath been subjected to an additional rejoining, an experiment which will have wrought a change in its ethereal composition. As thou thyself didst demonstrate in merging with Ardbert, however, there exists an infinity twixt like souls, and this doth give us cause to hope. Yet there remaineth one immutable condition upon which success doth hinge. The Exarch must needs recognize his past self as simply that, himself. As our recent travails have demonstrated, memories are essential to the soul. Any discrepancy in the former may feasibly cause the latter to spurn its former flesh. 'Tis a seemingly simple yet complex problem. For nigh on a century our friend hath striven only to deliver this realm, to deliver thee. And to that singular end did he cast aside his very name, that he might assume the mantle of the Crystal Exarch. Henceforth, none can say what choices our friend will make, but I thought it only right to be that thou be made aware of these truths. Okay. And with that, we are going to end it here. Thank you for coming out. Thank you for watching. I believe this goes up sometime in July. Yeah. Keep an eye out on Twitch. I'll probably start streaming the last 2 parts, or maybe the last portion before we get into Endwalker. But as usual, be good to yourself, be good to others, and stay true to you. Laters.